hustling. And they don't be strapped. So
Man, let me get going because I'll listen to Big all goddamn day.
Come on if you're coming.
Welcome, people,
Somebody
to another episode. Trash Talking with the Old Heads.
Yeah.
I'm your host, Dante, of course. And boy, do we have a jam-packed show today.
Yeah.
Jam-packed. Of course, I got my old head debate partners, Greg C. What's happening, bro?
What it do, baby? No excuses. Play like a champion.
And my boy, Jerry Wren, a.k.a. Black Bageless. What's happening,
What's
bro?
happening, brothers? You know what I say. Why play like a champion when you can be a champion?
Got your headphones on today. You rolling with the headphones.
He rolling with the headphones. You going with a new look.
Going official today, baby.
He official.
We're taking them out. We sound good. I was
Of course, y'all know what we do, man. We dive off into the deep end when it comes to these sports topics, man. We gonna kick things off today. You know we got to dissect that college football playoff picture, bruh. Let's talk bubble teams, fellas. 11 through 14.
The bubble.
Of course, you got Big Bama. And we got Reverb.
Disconnected, man.
Got Reverb. Hey, that's what it do when you're live. Things happen, you know what I'm saying? Because you got Bama, the Bama-Miami controversy. And then sitting right outside, you got, who you got? South Carolina.
Miami.
And Ole Miss.
You might want to disconnect that.
Yeah, just pull it out, bro. Just pull it on out.
I don't even know if that's what it is.
Like she said, pull it out. Just pull it out, bro.
Pull out, man. Pull out.
Pull out, bro. Just pull out. Just pull out. Don't even worry about it. Just pull out.
She said, put it in my mouth.
But man, seriously, bro.
Y'all remember that shit, man? That shit was dope, man. We need to play that on the intro one time.
We will, bro. Got to remember it here. You know, old as hell. We got to remember that shit. But hey.
Until then, Paul.
11 through 14, bro. Is it right? Any problem, bro? I know we kind of touched on it Tuesday. Bama, Miami.
Listen, there are no problems when it comes to this CFP ranking. All the teams past 10 are flawed. All of the teams past 7 are flawed.
Hell, from 1 through
you know
20.
What I'm saying? So anybody with the complaints, with the, it's the brand, it's the money, you can sit your ass down.
Well, that's part of it.
Hey, I don't give a...
Right.
That's not wrong. I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Who
I'm
cares?
just saying it is part of it.
Who cares? We are the 6-time, we've 18-time champions. We the Ric Flair of college football, baby. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these elephants down.
In the 11th spot.
Hey, it don't matter. If we get into the battle, the Royal Rumble, we got an opportunity to win that bitch. You remember when Ric Flair came in the WWF? Old as hell.
The key word.
Royal Rumble.
What's the key word?
Won it.
What was the key word?
Hey, we in there.
If. That was the key
Ain't
word.
no if. Well, we still got this weekend coming up. All I'm saying is, gentlemen, don't be coming at us with this brand shit. We earned it. We earned the right to get the benefit of the doubt. Now, when we talk about let's look beyond brand because y'all hate Bama so much. Let's look at
Not true.
Let's look at the statistics because again, we talking about what? Flawed teams, right? We talking about flawed teams. They're not perfect. When you invite 12 in, you're gonna get some issues with some teams that's on the bubble.
Yep.
This is gonna be that way forever until they expanded to 16. Then we're gonna be talking about
4 lost teams.
Yeah.
Right.
So let's get to it, shall we? Bama, out of the 4 bubble teams, have the best strength of record at 10. Miami was 14, Ole Miss 18, South Carolina 11. Strength of schedule, which is what the committee looks at. These are the indicators that say, hey, this team may be better than that because wins and losses are not all the time equal because we don't play an equal schedule. We don't play in an equal conference. Strength of schedule. Out of the bubble teams remaining, and Bama's even out of the teams in the CFP, have one of the highest strength of schedules at 17. Miami, 86. Ole Miss, 31. Now, South Carolina have a comparable one. They at 15. So they're a little bit higher than Bama's on the strength of schedule thing. But then you move it to top 25 wins. We all know Miami ain't got one. They don't have one. Top 25 win of the teams that have ended the season, because you can't look at, preseason rankings or whatever. But top 25 wins, Bama 4, Miami 0, Ole Miss 2, South Carolina 3. So they have close to comparable statistics with Bama. But then you put South Carolina and Bama together, who got the head-to-head? Bama got the head-to-head. So there's no comparison. There's no comparison. I mean, it's comparison, but you can't be mad. You can't be mad.
Fair.
I mean, he's not wrong in anything. You're not wrong in anything that you're saying.
Absolutely not. I'm never wrong.
You're not wrong. There ended up being a path for Bama to be in there over Miami. It's fair when you start looking at who played who won this, who won. Okay, so yeah. The last time we discussed it, I said that I would rather see Miami in there over Bama. But it was
because you're a Bama hater. But
no, it's. I've been thinking about it.
Like J.K. on the Fine Bomb show.
Ever since they put the facts out there as far as who the wins Bama has versus the wins Miami have. Mm-hmm. I've been thinking about it like this. Aesthetically, the games that when Bama lost, I felt like Bama got beat. I felt like Bama got beat by Vanderbilt. I felt like Bama got beat by who else beat y'all? Tennessee.
Oklahoma, Tennessee.
Okay, so I felt like y'all got beat in those games, and then I watched Miami play two games this year, and when I go over those games and then I listen to the analysts, they felt like Miami went to bed in their losses. What do you think? You probably saw some of the series.
Define your beat.
I've seen 5 or 6 Miami games. I haven't seen them play defense yet. So I
define your beat. And then when you look at Miami, you know what I'm saying, the wins, 2 of the wins, controversial.
Right.
At the beginning of the season, they had some
in the middle of the season too. I think they got a favorable call against Virginia Tech, and I can't remember the other team that they skated by. But when you talk about beat versus Bama got beat versus Miami went in the bed, what do you mean? Every team that lose got beat.
Right, but what I'm saying is aesthetically, I felt I wanted to see Miami's offense over.
Okay, so that's what you're saying. You think it'll just look better offensively,
over what Alabama is doing offensively, which sometimes you get the good Bama offensively. Then sometimes you get the bad Bama offensively, and the bad Bama offensively is going to be out there trying to throw the fucking ball. And don't nobody want to see that.
That ain't true. The bad Bama offensively want to run with Jalen Miro rather than hand the ball off to the running backs. That's one thing I got.
They obviously
or trying to throw the ball.
Who's been the best runner on the team?
He's been the most explosive runner, but he get more opportunities too.
Yeah. Well,
when you got 2 powerhouse running backs that are good. And you revert to against in Oklahoma specifically.
Yeah, well,
against Oklahoma specifically, that was the worst game plan. But let's not make this about Bama because, as I said Tuesday, that if Bama was on the outside looking in, I have no issue whatsoever. We will look at statistics, but we put losing to Vandy, losing to a bad Oklahoma team, put us in that predicament. So you can't complain.
But at the end of the day,
you cannot complain, especially when you have everything in front of you to control it.
Yeah, that's my biggest thing about Miami. You controlled your own destiny.
Right.
You was up 21 against Syracuse.
Right. And you blew it.
Your coach kicks a meaningless field goal. Like, you blew it. Cristobal blew it. His defense blew it. When you get down to 8, 9, 10, I knew when they switched to this is what it was going to be. You know what I'm saying? When you get to 8 through 12s, I don't care.
Right.
I don't care. Earn your way in. You know what I'm saying? Do what you need to do. Miami going into that game when they were up 21, They knew what they needed to do. They had to win that game. They knew they hadn't beaten anybody.
In some years, you're going to have 11 teams that okay, 1-2 lost teams. You're going to have those years.
Right.
But most years, if you go back and look at the history of, even when you look at the rankings in the CFP, there's 2 and 3 lost teams that's like, okay, they on the outside looking in. They right there, but, they not there. And, you know what I'm saying? You can't complain. It's 12 teams. It ain't where you lose one game and it's over with, but you lose 2-3 games. 2 games, and I can see that's what Miami fans are upset. We ain't only lost 2 games.
Right, but if you got a cupcake schedule, then you can't lose 2.
Yeah, they had.
You can only lose 1. You know what I'm saying? Right. You got a cupcake schedule. You can only lose 1. You know what I'm saying? Just like Indiana.
Unfortunately,
just like Indiana.
The breaks.
If Indiana had lost 2, we wouldn't be looking at Indiana. You know what I'm saying? But they only lost 1. You know what I'm saying?
You don't want to end up having a situation that we have all the time where a team is not up to play against one of these SEC teams. I'm just giving an example. And then you get to the Final Four and you got a team that come in and get their ass whooped, get stomped out, and you didn't get a good game. So everything leans toward Bama, being a positive as far as being in there because, it's an SEC team, number one. And then if you want to say Miami is really improving when you're talking about playing against the best teams, we haven't seen them play one of the best teams. But offensively, I know I would rather have seen a Miami offense having a chance over what Bama's been doing offensively this year. I mean,
I can see it as far as just the game and Cam Ward, but playing against, like you just said, though, if they playing against a real defense, is that offense even going to look like that?
We'll never know.
Right. Probably, you know what I'm saying?
Probably about to never know.
I just, I don't feel bad for them. I just don't. You know what I'm saying?
Miami out. We won't know. They out. Can't
right.
Go to the NFL.
Yeah, they done.
Miami
you know what I'm saying? It's over for them. It's over for them. You know what I'm saying? But, man, what we need to do, though, we got to preview these games. I'm going to do it a little bit out of order that we have on the rundown, though. We're going to go a little bit out of order because I'm going to start with the one.
Salt in the game.
Yeah, we're going to start with UNLV Boise State.
I ain't even had that one on the thing.
Yeah, I added, but it's only going to be a second, because it can impact a little bit, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Not much, but everybody expect Boise to win.
We expect Boise to win. Now, it does bring pause for concern because if UNLV wins, but here's the thing. They got Boise State ranked so low.
Right.
And, I guess that's how they did, they kept the rankings the way that they are because they wanted to, because there is going to be some movement with these non-Power 5 conference teams.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And even outside of the Big Two, at the moment, till the ACC stepped their game up, which they may implode in the next 2 years.
Because if UNLV should win, they'll go to 12. They'll probably put them at 12. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to get the bye. They'll be at 12.
Then whoever wins the Big 12
10, they'll get the bye.
Yeah, but the Big 12, not
yeah,
Big 10.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Iowa State and
Arizona State, right.
They'll be moved up to the 4th
right.
ranked team. And then whoever wins the SMU Clemson game moves into the 3rd spot if Boise State was to lose.
Right.
What was the score in that game when they played? Because they played already.
Who?
That I don't remember.
Boise and UNLV. I'm going to look at the score.
Yeah, I think we all got, like I said, I think it's going to be a closer game.
Ashton Genty, let's go, baby.
Yeah,
the score was only 29-24.
That's what I'm saying. It's going to be a closer game because when you look talent-wise, those teams, they're equal. Other than Genty, he's really the X factor in the game. But there's talent on UNLV. They can match talent with Boise State.
Well, when I was looking into what they were, trying to give UNLV, what would their path to win and be? Of course, it was to get at Genty. But
But
they were the team. They held them under 4 yards of carry in their first meeting. So that's the weapon, and it was a close game last time. So
just like we talk about with divisions and NFL, familiarity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they've seen them. You know what I'm saying?
Familiarity breeds contempt.
You know what I'm saying? So I think we all got Boise winning that one. So I'm kind of interested to see it. Is that tonight though? I think that one may be tonight.
It is 7 o'clock.
That's tonight. Yeah, so that's tonight. So
Tulane and Army, and UNLV and Boise State.
We'll talk about that one, but Iowa State, Arizona State. I will say for myself, I've only seen Arizona State once.
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't seen them at all.
I saw them once when they played Arizona. And I haven't seen Iowa State at all.
I hadn't seen them at all.
At all. You know what I'm saying?
With my reading, nobody's seen them play, but reading up on them.
Nobody in this part of the world.
Right.
Nobody down in these parts.
Reading up on them, basically, the gist I came up with was the Cyclones give up the ground, but they throw the ball all over the field. They got two receivers over 1,000 yards passing, so they throwing it around.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Arizona State though, man. I think they're gonna pull it off, man. I think they'll pull it off. I'm gonna go with them to win that game, man.
Yeah, I got Arizona State too. Just in their defense seems a little bit more put together, and they can get after the quarterback too, from what I done read on them. But it's gonna be interesting to see how it plays out. I'm gonna go with Arizona State though. Sun Devils.
Do we feel like Arizona State would be the best out of these two teams going forward?
I do, because they do have the running game with your boy. I forget his name, Scatterboo from Arizona State. He's good. You know what I'm saying? I think they win. I think it's a close game, but I do think Arizona State wins it though.
Giving up 170 yards per game is tough. Going forward, you don't want to be no team giving up 100
on the ground,
on the grizzle.
Indeed. So let's move to the big three games that we all care about and the teams we have seen multiple times this year. Let's start with Oregon, Penn State. Number 1 ranked team in the country, Oregon Ducks. You expect them to handle business, or what about James Franklin? Biggest game he had since he been at Penn State.
One of his biggest games. He's 1-13 versus top 5 teams at Penn State.
It ain't finna happen.
That ain't good.
Is that good?
Against good teams, Penn State putting up 13, 14 points. They can't stop I'm going to say this, though. Penn State defense is a run-oriented stopping defense. And they also are good at rushing the passer. So if they can keep Oregon in 3rd and long, keep Dylan Gabriel, you know what I'm saying, having to convert long 3rd downs, they got a chance. And I think the Fighting James Franklins are due. I'm calling for the upset.
Boy, hell no. You tripping.
Nittany Lions in the upset.
No, dog. No.
You going with him?
Hell no. The only thing I wanted to say was Franklin ain't won no big game ever, or just got one on his resume. He not finna beat.
Man.
He not finna beat the number 1 team in the country. That just ain't.
The number. What we said about the number 1, 2, 3, and 4 teams.
Again, we've been saying it all year.
Who believes in Oregon?
Oregon.
You got Oregon winning the championship, the title.
I got them beating Penn State.
Okay, that ain't saying
that's what we on.
That's because
I got them beating Penn State.
But you're doing it is because you have not seen Penn State do anything against good teams. That's the reason why you're picking.
Okay, so yeah, but I'm gonna go.
Oregon. What about Oregon?
We've been.
What about Oregon? Say they can't be beat in this game.
This is my thing on Oregon, dog. We have seen this program be built over the years, right?
They've been coming for years.
Right.
They have not crossed that finish line yet.
I feel like
have they?
I feel
not
like
yet.
I feel like
it's been 20 years.
Then they might be due.
I feel. See,
I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like they've overcome their challenges over this season. That's what I feel like, and I feel like I feel like if they're gonna hold number 1 as long, they held number 1 longer than anybody in the country this year. They're gonna beat Penn State, man.
I got Penn State in the upset, baby. Let's go. What you think, Dante?
It ain't gonna.
I just think with James Franklin, bro.
That's what I'm saying, you can't
until he showed me, bro. I just don't trust it. You know what I'm saying? I don't trust it. You know? I know they got the good defense, only giving up 14 points a game. I get it, but Oregon only giving up 16.2. You know what I'm saying? I guess I trust Dylan Gabriel a little bit more than the quarterback from Penn State. You know what I'm saying? I trust him to make the plays he need to make to win the game. I do think it'll be close. I don't think it's a blowout. But I do think it'll be close. I don't think it's a blowout. You know what I'm saying? I trust him to make the plays he need to make to win the game. I do think it'll be close. I don't think it's a blowout. You know what I'm saying? I trust him to make the plays he need to make to win the game. I do think it'll be close. I don't think it's a blowout. You know what I'm saying? I trust him to make the plays he need to make to win the game. I do think it'll be close. I don't think it's a blowout. You know what I'm saying? I trust him to make the plays he need to make to win the game. I do think it'll be close. I don't think it's a blowout. You know what I'm saying? I trust him to make the plays he need to make to win the game. I do think it'll be close. I don't think it's a blowout. You know what I'm saying? I trust him to make the plays he need to make to win the game. I do think it'll be close. I don't think it's a blowout. You know what I'm saying? I trust him to make the plays he need to make to win the game. I do think it'll be close. I don't think it's a blowout. You know what But I do believe Oregon will beat Penn State. James Franklin, he gonna do something. It's gonna be some coaching decision in this game where it's like
Conservative.
Yeah.
He don't really make bad coaching.
He
It's
just
conservative
as hell. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that ain't gonna work in a game like this. You're gonna have to score points to beat Oregon. You know what I'm saying?
What? So when we were talking last night, we were talking about how the conferences are ranked. So where do we have the Big Ten ranked?
They obviously two.
Okay.
But they, as far as rankings, they won. But we all think.
But you talking about as a conference?
Better.
Yeah, they two. I mean, they top heavy. You know what I'm saying? They really, really top heavy. You know what I'm saying? They're mid to bottom teams. Purdue, Northwestern.
So that don't mean nothing to you. I'm just talking about. I just can't believe he picked Penn State. But so that don't mean nothing to you. Or are you doing like I've been doing all year, or like I do every year? You going with the program?
No, I'm not going with the program. That's not it at all.
What you mean? They both in the same conference. Yeah. They playing the same teams.
Yeah, Oregon has built
but Penn State has had a better history than Oregon.
I've said all year I don't believe in Penn State. I just believe that at this I'm not a big Oregon believer as well. I think this is maybe a big spot, not necessarily as far as them never having won a championship before, but they in the Big Ten. It's the first time playing in the Big Ten championship.
Right.
They have the expectation of being the number one team, and I just think that, you know what I'm saying, that I ain't gonna say sitting fat, but I don't think they have the urgency to win the game. You know what I'm saying? Because they know that they in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and I believe that James Franklin's.
That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? That narrative. You know what I'm saying? I think
you don't think they're biased enough to play for?
I think they're gonna have a little bit more. Huh?
You don't think they're biased?
Yeah, I think they. But you know, there's a level of urgency that kicks in when you have that
human nature.
Yeah, you have that hunger and that desire. Like you got some teams that are hungry, and some teams I just need to eat. I want to eat. And I believe that Penn State at this moment more hungrier. Just from the outside, I don't know this. I ain't been in damn locker room. But I'm just from the outside looking in with
trying to win 4 games compared to
with
3.
Oregon. I'm not impressed with Oregon. Just with what I've seen, I'm just not impressed.
Because that's got to be what Oregon's coach is preaching.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
You know
we want this game so we can play 3 games.
3 games instead of 4. You know what I'm saying?
I'm pretty sure they all want to win the championship. I ain't saying they don't have the, you know what I'm saying, that need to want to win. Or do they have that dog and they ready to go out and die for it? You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they have that. I haven't seen it. You know what I'm saying? They beating Wisconsin 16-13. Maryland scored 18 points on them. You know, Michigan game was a little tight before they end up folding. I'm just not impressed with them, man. Not in the least.
I agree. I'm not impressed. I'm not overly impressed with either of these two teams. Like I said, I remember what game was I watching Penn State? Oh, USC. I think that was 33-30 or something. And I was like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? So
it just fits my narrative all season that ain't nobody.
None of these teams are great.
Yeah, ain't nobody just that team.
Yeah, none of these teams are great, man. I'm gonna take Oregon by 7, 31-24, something like that. I think.
Ooh, they score more. You got Penn State scoring more than 14, 15 points.
I do. I think they will. You know what I'm saying?
I think Penn State keeps it close. 23-17.
They're gonna hold Oregon to 17.
17 points.
Okay. All right.
I ain't gonna go that far.
All right. When they got 17 in the first half, you're gonna know that's wrong.
I'll call off out. Hey, I was wrong.
You're gonna know that's wrong.
Yeah, I'm dead wrong. They gonna lose.
No, that's wrong, bro. Immediately.
I'm gonna go. It's not gonna be a close game. But I'm saying that because of Franklin. So
27-24. I'll put it at 27-24. Penn State.
I think they beat them by 15 or 20 points in this game.
No.
Damn. Beat down?
Damn, Franklin, he got no faith in your squad whatsoever. All right, well, let's move on to 2 teams we know very well. Georgia, Texas. Revenge game for Texas.
And can
they get it done?
And they get it. I've been riding with Texas all year, and I know they got their ass
handed to them
smacked
at home.
the first game. But I
and this game in Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
ATL,
they figure it out, and they beat Georgia.
So what is it they gonna figure out? What's gonna be different?
I think they protect the quarterback better this time because that's what killed them in the first game. They just got the line just got their ass blew up. So a smarter game, I think, running at that Georgia pressure. I'm looking at it like the formula to beat the Cowboys, running their pressure. So that's what I'm gonna look at. I'm gonna look at the running game. I think they're gonna be able to get their running game off against Georgia, and that'll help keep the pressure off of I can't say it.
Quinn Ewers.
Yeah. So he finally get his big game to be this game, and they get it done. They play a complete game in Texas, running that pressure. That's gonna help open up the passing game. And they go.
What the score? Call it. You know we call it around here.
3-point win, field goal wins at 24-21.
Is he out his mind, Greg?
He ain't too far off, but I think he got the scope, the teams reversed. I think it won't go as last time. Texas won't turn the ball over, give up as many sacks as they did in the first game. UJ won't jump out in front because they've been a second half team all year. They've been a slow starting team all year. So I think they're going to start
mid-ass quarterback.
Yeah, until it's time. And Trevor Etienne is questionable. Without him, Georgia's rushing rankings are like in the hundreds without him. And even with him, they not really all that. You know what I'm saying? But I like the Frazier guy. He's been playing some decent ball, but I think Texas is going to have a little bit more control, keeping them from, getting big runs, big gains. It's going to be a tight, nip and tuck game. I think Texas will be leading at halftime, but Carson Beck coming through, and he gonna pull them boys out of it. It's gonna be a fourth quarter drive where they take the lead and keep Texas from driving down the field to win it.
That's a battle.
Texas
battle of mid-ass quarterbacks.
Texas 30.
27.
No, I'm sorry, I said Texas. UGA 30. Texas 24.
They're going to get 30 points without a running back or a banged-up running back, and Beck, and the game is all on Beck.
Right.
Yeah. It ain't going to be all on them. I'm just saying they're not going to run all over them. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think Texas line is going to allow them to just do what they did last time, but I still got Georgia, though.
Yeah.
I think this is a bad matchup just for Texas. You know what I'm saying? They look good against inferior teams. You know what I'm saying? But when they play somebody who can smack back, you know what I'm saying? And this is not even your regular Georgia team. This team not even as good.
Nope.
And they got smacked around like that. And this is a mid-ass Georgia team from top to bottom, a mid-ass team. And they came to your house and smacked you around.
Put belt to ass.
Belt to ass. You know what I'm saying? So give me Georgia in the rematch. That physicality to me is still in my head from that first game. They couldn't match it. You know what I'm saying?
I think, like I said, Texas will probably jump out to not a lot of big lead, but they'll go into halftime up.
I ain't even sure they're gonna do
17-10.
Yeah, maybe. I just don't see them being able to score a lot of points again. You know what I'm saying? Give me Georgia 24-14, 24-17.
Ooh, low scoring.
Something like that. I just don't.
Defensive.
I don't believe in Quinn Ewers either. He about as mid as Beck. You know what I'm saying? They two mid-ass quarterbacks.
When he get hot, though.
Wow.
He catch fire.
Yeah, when ain't nobody in front of him. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Put any kind of pressure around him, mid as hell. Mid as hell. So I'm not
generate enough pressure though.
I don't think so. They didn't show for real that they could do it the first time.
Yeah, they defense didn't.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, so what's it's the same dudes. You know what I'm saying?
They shut Texas A&M down. They didn't even score offensively. They had a pick six. They scored on the pick six.
Texas A&M really. Man,
I'm just not gonna leave my pick. I've been riding with them. all year. I'm gonna ride with them now.
Yeah.
Well, how you do the horns down? Horns down, baby.
Yeah.
Horns down.
And last but not least,
Now,
You ain't coming up in SEC your first year and winning.
no, it's not.
Stop.
It's not supposed to happen. Not supposed to happen. Clemson, SMU.
Why we saving this one for last, dog? Why we saving this one for last?
It could have the biggest impact, as far as I'm concerned. You know
What
I'm saying?
impacts? Let's talk about the impacts.
It could
first.
boot somebody out. You know what I'm saying?
Who
Somebody could get booted.
Who you talking about booting out?
Somebody could get booted if Clemson win this game. You know what I'm saying?
gonna get booted
That's
out?
all I'm saying.
Who
Foot to
gonna get booted
ass.
hopefully-
Take your elephant and ride that bitch all the way back to Tuscaloosa.
hopefully the time.
Take Big Al and ride his ass all the way back to Tuscaloosa.
So that's a possibility. I've been telling everybody that'll listen. Some folks, want to argue me up and down. I'm like, look, if Clemson
It's
wins,
possible.
it's a possibility that they can go in.
They
and-
trying to avoid it by putting y'all at 11, though. They really tried to avoid it.
tried to
You know what I'm
protect
saying?
y'all.
They tried to protect the brand. You know what I'm saying? They really did.
Well, who else they was gonna put at 11?
They really did.
Who else they was gonna put at 11?
Miami. But
But we already discussed
Right.
that. There was gonna be a day. The brand is again.
I think y'all really in. I think
When you do
everybody's
what
building
we've
it up.
done, you
Man,
get the
that
benefit
shit.
of the doubt.
I think everybody's building it up like Bama could get moved. Basically, that dude said ain't gonna be no movement when they came
Nah,
out.
he was talking about.
No, he said the
teams
team that are not playing well, basically ain't gonna
But
be
I'm
moving.
thinking he's talking about the bubble teams because there still is, you know what I'm saying? Like if Clemson,
So what's the scenario you see Bama getting bumped? Okay.
the
SMU
scenario I
lose.
see is SMU losing on some fluke shit. Losing, you know what I'm saying, in over, you know what I'm saying?
And I think it's gonna be close. So let's
But-
say they lose by 3
but-
points.
What's fluke? What you?
Let's say it's 3 points. 2 or 3 points. They lose. Close game.
yeah,
lose 2 or
Clemson
3
lose,
points.
Clemson kick a
Clemson
field
win.
goal. They get a
Right.
pass interference call or
Right.
something
All right.
late, get them down there, they kick
You
a
think
field
they
goal.
keep them
and
in?
They possibly keep them in.
I can't see it.
They possibly keep
I can't
them
see
in.
them keeping
So
SMU in.
I'm rooting for SMU to win or Clemson to blow their ass the fuck out. One of the two.
Yeah, I just can't see them keeping SMU.
Because if it's a close win and it's some, especially if it's on some fluky dude, what you call it, white knuckles,
White knuckle dub.
white knuckle dub.
White knuckle pixie dust dub.
Yeah, I can't see it.
It could be a problem.
SMU lose
yeah,
either
Sunday
way.
night.
They lose either way. They out. Though.
ESPN has SMU 54% chance of winning.
That ain't a big chance. You know what I'm saying? When you're talking about being the favorite, they got you in the 70s and 80s. So it's not a done deal, Bama fans, but not in a long shot. We could end up on the outside looking in.
Because you look at that schedule, they beat Duke 28-27. They beat Pitt, Boston College, Virginia, Cal.
They hadn't beat nobody.
That's what I'm
They
saying.
in the
They
same
lose this.
predicament as Miami.
They lose this game. They done, dog. They out of there, dog.
That's why I say
That's why I think Bama's safe because if they lose this game.
again. But if they
You
get,
said it best. That's why they put them at 11. That's why they put them.
where else they was gonna put them 10?
So they put them in. They
We've
protected
already
them.
talked why they jumped.
12.
We've already talked about why they jumped the motherfucking 4 teams that was on the bubble. So either you got a problem with the 4 teams that they ranked in front of them, which we've already discussed. You said you don't with Miami. You want Miami in because of Cam Ward.
I'm just saying
And
it
there's
ain't
no
it's not a
defense.
build up. When we talking about it like something can happen, to me, nothing. This changes nothing for Bama. This game don't change nothing for Bama.
And then
I don't care what the outcome is. Bama gonna be in.
Close win.
That other team we didn't talk about. We didn't talk about South
A
Carolina at
controversial
all.
pass interference call get them down in field goal range. They kick field
SMU
goal
with 2
it.
losses is you said it best. It's like they're Miami.
They
if
are
they
Miami.
lose this game,
But Miami,
except for the fact this is Clemson and not Syracuse.
right?
That's the
it's a ranked
only
win.
difference.
In the
It's a
conference
rank. It would be a ranked loss in the conference championship. That would be
So-
their only.
And
But they don't
remember
have any
said-
good wins though.
Remember what's his name? Ward, what was his name? Emmanuel
Ward
Ward
Manuel.
Emmanuel.
Yeah.
Remember he said this. TCU got in. Remember that year they got their head ass beat up.
They did.
Up and
They
down the
did.
field. They lost their conference championship game to Kansas State and still got in.
I just can't see them keeping
So
SMU
I'm
in.
telling you, man.
With Again,
It cannot be a close loss.
the
It's either
best
gotta
thing,
be a
the
SMU
good things for
win.
them. What
Bama
would have
fans,
saved
it's
SMU
got to be a
probably
SMU win or a Clemson beatdown
if Clemson hadn't lost to South
by
Carolina.
10 or more points.
That would have helped them a lot. I think if Clemson hadn't lost to South Carolina.
Clemson would be in.
So I think that would have helped them a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Clemson would probably be in a no-lose situation.
But getting beat by a 17th ranked Clemson team, I don't think that keeps them in. I just don't. I don't see it.
So
they can't lose this game.
So who you got? Who can't lose?
SMU. They can't lose and still be in the playoffs.
Oh, okay. So who you picking? You picking SMU to
I'm gonna tell you what they'll do to them. They'll drop them to 12 and bump Miami.
SMU leads the country in pass and pressure rate. Clemson is 15th in offense. SMU is 11th in defense. I'm going with the Mustangs. Brashard Smith over Phil Maffa.
Who you got?
I shouldn't, but I'm gonna go with Clemson because I want bullshit to happen. I want to see what they have to do. That's the only reason I want to see it. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see what the committee on Sunday gonna do. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason to watch Sunday is if SMU loses this game.
I'm going
Clemson by 7.
Clemson
and this is the last game of the Clemson.
It's at 7 o'clock, right?
Yeah, Clemson and the Big Ten.
7.
Game. Both games are at the same
set
time.
up perfect for but I'm going Clemson because they got the experience in this game, man.
They do
have experience. So I don't know how many times they've been 8, 9 times, something like that.
SMU 2.5 point favorites.
Yeah, I got Clemson.
You're going with the name brand because it's SMU.
No, experience.
Yeah,
Clemson
experience. They've been nowhere.
Clemson rushed for more yards per game. They passed for more yards per game.
They play for conference titles. Clemson.
Not the team that has, and they're actually, Dabo 8-1 in conference ACC conference championship. Okay. But who on that team has played for a conference championship?
Yeah, because they've been down.
Dabo got the experience.
But I think Dabo will win this game. I'm with you on that one. I think he will win this game. You know what I'm saying? I get by 7 points maybe. I think the Mustangs they'll show what they really are this game. They're up and coming maybe. You know what I'm saying? But
if they went this far to put Bama there and
they'll drop them to 12.
They legitimize them with their wins, which we all agree that's a great point. They chose them over Miami and who was a potential Heisman winner, over South Carolina, who had been playing the best as of late. Then they're gonna keep Bama in, man.
Yeah, Bama gonna be in there, man. They're gonna be in there.
Well, I mean, I got SMU.
But I'm sick of this brand shit though.
Hold
on, I'm sick of the brand. The reason I'm sick of the brand shit is because Saban gone. Saban is gone. So this is a new era for Bama.
We still Bama.
But it'll take a couple years for that to wear off though. He'll have to wet the bed for a couple years for that to wear off.
But he is who he is. He done it. He coached. He has coached different. Basically, all see we haven't seen what is Bama? But they not a defensive team. They not an offensive team.
No identity.
They not a running team. Nope. They not a passing team. You see what I'm saying? So this is who your coach is.
He wants Bama to be Washington last year. But
okay, this is his
they
first.
Ain't built for that. I agree with you, but I'm just saying that's what he wants that offense to look like. Yeah. Is Washington last year?
You got to have the quarterback.
But you don't have the quarterback to do it,
right? But that's what he. You know what I'm saying? See, a coach, Tiger can't change his stripes.
And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but he doesn't have the players right now, especially the QB, to do that.
Well, I think I'm gonna tell you why I think it's a bad thing. The reason why I think it's a bad thing is it's the same shit Napier came in this season. Napier came in trying to do that Sun Belt, whatever the fuck he came from, type of shit, and we was running that soft ass shit, and we was getting our ass smashed, and it took him the whole season to finally get the defense up to par. And then we basically landed on Lagway because Lagway wasn't in the rotation. We landed on Lagway and found out we got a real quarterback. So I think so I look at it as if you're trying to come here with that Washington shit and run that shit in the SEC because that's who you are, then That's
Yeah.
you got to change. You got to change some of your strength.
He better have some type of. If he gonna do that, he better show somebody the 3rd year. He better have show some hardware.
Because they have no,
Somewhere along the way.
because they have no identity right now.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you gotta know what
agree
you
with
are
that.
in the SEC.
What team you can get the first half Bama team, or you can get the second half Bama against
And-
Georgia team.
And the formula,
You can
and,
get the Bama versus Vandy, or you can get Bama versus Missouri.
and the formula to
It's
beat
just,
Bama is the same formula that the good teams have used in the NFL to beat Lamar Jackson. Can we make this dude a thrower? And if we can make him a passer, we're gonna win.
But that's not
formula.
even. You can't even. They're to me. I get what you're saying. He's that's fine and good. But I haven't seen where
And
Bama has
defensively.
has pushed back on that narrative. They are allowing that narrative to be played or to be put into the atmosphere. And when I say that, especially against Oklahoma and against Tennessee, we saw them. They didn't make him a thrower. Bama voluntarily became a thrower against Tennessee. Against Oklahoma, they didn't make him a thrower, or they didn't stop the running game. Bama chose to run him as the lead runner. When you saw on the second, third rushing attempt that they was keying on him every single time. And so whether they calling design quarterback runs, or they're leaving it in his decision making wheelhouse to keep the ball on RPOs, then that's a coaching problem.
They definitely chose games to limit his throwing, like down to Neal. They definitely chose different Bama. They definitely chose different games. Yeah, they definitely chose games to cut his throwing down for whatever reason, and they wasn't able to set up nothing else to get him off. Now the Vandy game.
That was the Oklahoma game.
Now the Vandy game was the opposite side. Vandy attacked y'all defense and kept y'all defense off balance the whole game because y'all couldn't stop the same damn plays. I mean, this dude just running out throwing to the right every time.
They want to line up three. They want to run that swarm defense and have 3 down linemen.
Well, they couldn't figure it out.
Same thing against Oklahoma in the first half. They was running the 3 down linemen. They ran it down our throat.
Yeah. So they're gonna be no matter how you look at it, they're gonna
be. But the brand shit, y'all can come up off of it. It's just like this. Like I was trying to say earlier, you got, let's say Duke is on the bubble. Duke is in the bubble. Coach K ain't there. Who getting in? Duke or Ole Miss?
Now basketball a little different, dog.
Who getting in? Duke or Ole Miss?
Basketball a little different.
Duke getting in.
Basketball a little
North Carolina or Mississippi State.
You can't really say that because we just saw the SEC be the best team.
That's why I didn't include Alabama and Auburn, because we just whooped their ass. Well, Bama went up to Chapel Hill and whooped their ass. Auburn could have beat Duke, but yeah, they could have won.
Huh?
They could have won the game.
We took over that game and never looked back, dog. Never looked back. Don't get me started. We ain't talking about that today, so it's all good.
Y'all ain't took
over shit. We'll get to college basketball later.
Y'all ain't took over shit.
We took over that and never looked back. Yeah, we did. They went up 13-1, 13-2 or something like that. Once we got the lead, we never looked back.
What is in your psyche, bro, with these white-ass teams?
What's in your
And it just hit me just now, bro.
What's in your faces?
What these white-ass teams, dog? Damn Celtics and damn Duke. What the hell, dog? Teams, all black Gen Xers hate it coming up.
You're a different breed, man.
Yeah, what happened, dog?
I got a couple of friends, black friends. Shout out to Eli.
Ain't nobody like Christian Laettner.
And his brother Marco. They both Duke fans, man.
All right, but I don't want to get off topic, but that's just some weird shit.
I grew up playing ball, so I just like cats that can play ball.
I used to stand them Duke Blue Devils.
Right.
Now they don't win as much, so I don't really care.
Right, nobody give a damn. Nobody care no more, you know what I'm saying?
We got a recent championship.
Nobody got no recent championship. Get the hell out of here, man.
Nobody cares.
Y'all ain't won a title in 10 years at least.
So 2-1, we got Clemson. You got SMU, but we know why you got SMU. You don't want You don't want no bullshit to happen. You know what I'm saying? I get it. You know what I'm saying?
I want to see Clemson.
He don't want to see Bama in. That's what you want to see. Just say
I just want to see them have to make the decision.
We're not going.
It ain't even about me not wanting Bama in. I want to see them have to make that decision. Is what I want to see.
And they gonna make
and then explain it afterwards.
And they gonna make it.
We shall see. But on that note, man, we got to take a quick break. I would like to say pay some bills, but not quite yet. But
yeah, I gotta pay some bills. Anybody want to help us pay some bills right now?
Soldier Boy, he said Soldier Boy need a piss break. So we out here. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Somebody said my bill's so grown, they call them Williams.
Damn.
Williams.